Hey guys, staying here from Rocky Creek. It's been about a week and a half since we lost Henry, and I'm to the point now that I think I'm ready to share with you what has happened. And we've had some loss here on our homestead before, which we have shared with you, but those of you that follow me, you know very well that our Kune pigs are hands down our favorite, and the ones that pretty much all of us here on our homestead interact with the most. And Henry in particular was very much both Madison's and my wife's favorite pig by far. How this happened was sudden. It never in the 2.5 years or so that I've been raising Kunis was something that I ever thought in my mind would be something that would happen to one of our pigs. It just never even crossed my mind. And the day that I found him, I was extremely shocked. I just caught me completely off guard. So let me share with you what happened, and because I'm pretty sure it'd be one of the last things that you would have thought of as well. So guys, let me take you through the day and kind of how all this came about. So it was middle of the week, it was work week, and I already wasn't having a very good day at work. Just a lot was going on, and I just, I wasn't in the greatest of mood. I got out of work late, and on my way home, Mrs. Rocky Creek told me I probably should use the back driveway because there was several people at the house. Madison had some friends over, also some family of my wife's had stopped by. So I pulled around back, and I thought, I'm already late getting home from work. There's a bunch of people in the house. I'm just gonna go ahead and feed the animals now and knock out chores so I can be done for the day. Because on a normal day, I do that after we have dinner. And so I went up to Mater and Olivia's pen first because when I use the back driveway, it puts me right there next to theirs. And I fed them like normal. And then as I started coming down the hill, I looked over and I saw Henry laying on his side, which isn't uncommon. But what is uncommon is for him not to be laying against like the fence line. He usually lays up against something. And then also I noticed that his upper legs, he was laying on his left side, so his right front and back legs, they were kind of up, and they didn't seem like in a relaxed position like I'm used to seeing. And so I thought that's very odd. And when you check your animals daily, you tell what seems normal and what doesn't. So as I was coming down, I said his name a couple times, and no reaction, which is very, very unusual. So I hurry up, I get inside the pen, and I don't know if I was tunnel visioned, focusing on him, because I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary in the pen initially. And I run up to him, and he's alive, but there's definitely something's not right. His front leg was moving just a little bit, but that was the only one, and he was sort of like gasping for air, sort of. His tongue was partially out, and initially it was a very hot day that day. It was upper 90s, high humidity. His water dishes were full, but I just thought, pigs can dehydrate extremely fast, and I thought, is he extremely dehydrated? And so I ran, I got a jug full of water, and I started pouring water into his mouth. That wasn't really doing anything. I started trying to check his mouth, see if there's something like he had choked. Didn't find anything in there. And then, like, all this is happening in the matter of, maybe 1 to 2 minutes. I'm kind of just running around frantic, to be honest. And I know all these people are in my house, and so I got that too. Like, don't want these people to see this. I don't know what's going on. I definitely don't want Madison to see it since it's her favorite pig. So as I kind of get my bearings together and I'm kind of like looking around, then I start to wonder if I figured out what had happened. I noticed about 3 feet from where Henry was laying was a huge tree branch. It's about a foot in diameter and probably about 8 to 10 feet long, with about a 2 to 3 foot section that is broken. And I started wondering, did this fall on him, or did it fall and scare him and like cause a heart attack? And so I started to check Henry over. I rolled him, trying to look around, and I noticed that the middle of his back looked just slightly indented more than normal. And so I started checking along his back, and I noticed that when I got just below his shoulder blades, probably a few inches, you can feel like the stiffness, and then there was about an 8-inch section that it was extremely soft. And that's when I had determined that this branch had fallen on him and had broke his back. Wondering if I was going to have to put him down because he was still alive. I was like, I got to get these people out of my house. And so I ran to the house, trying to stay as calm as I could because I don't want to upset Madison in front of all those people. I told Mrs. Rocky Creek, I said, you got to get these people out of the house. And she's like, why? And she could tell I had concern. And I told her what had happened. And I told her that I think I'm going to have to put them down. And so she worked on getting the people out of the house while sort of remaining calm. And I guess, fortunately yet unfortunately, when I came back out, which was only about a minute or two, Henry was no longer alive. I say fortunately that I didn't have to put him down, and that which the way I would have put him down would have been to use a firearm, in that it wouldn't have been so obvious to Madison that I had to do that. But I say unfortunate because I just think that he probably suffered for a little while before reaching that point. The only thing I'm thankful for is that I noticed him as soon as I got home versus being inside, typically would have been for an hour and a half or so before coming back out. And the other thing that I think is fortunate is that my wife was very perplexed about what had happened, because she said that both her and the children had just been out here maybe 30 minutes prior and actually had seen Henry and he was fine. So if he did suffer for a period of time, it could not have been very long, because at most a 30-minute window, but the likelihood of it happening as soon as they went inside, it was probably not the case. So then that led me to another situation. Like, I wasn't planning to dispose of him today. I don't have a tractor in order to do so. Henry was originally brought here to be processed, but because of the way he is, how much Mrs. Rocky Creek and Madison just love that pig, I actually made the decision that I would keep him here as a companion to Olivia. I had just came to that conclusion, probably about a month ago. I shared that with you all. And I would have processed him to not have him go to waste, and to at least, have him have a greater purpose here. But, time of day, it's late in the afternoon. I can't process him myself. I'm not to that level of knowledge. I don't have the necessary supplies in order to do so. And at that time of day, my processor, he's not available. He would have, I feel confident that had it been middle of the day, he would have helped me out to preserve what he could. But at that time of day, I wasn't going to get him. So really, I was at the point of, I just need to get him out of here so that my daughter doesn't see him if she didn't want to. So I was able to get a hold of a friend who has like over 40 acres, fairly close to us. And he's said, Stan, if you can get him loaded up, and get him to my property, I'll bury him out here on my property for you with my tractor. And so that's what we did. My father and a longtime family friend came over, and we were able to get him loaded up into my vehicle, and I took him over there where we ended up burying Henry. But before I did so, I thought, you know, I need to tell Madison what is going on. Mrs. Rocky Creek was taking her to a friend's house for a little while to get her out of here. And I remember when I processed our first 2 coonies, when she was so upset, which I shared that experience with you all to give you the reality of if you do this lifestyle, what can happen. Her biggest thing wasn't so much that I took them to be processed, but that I didn't tell her when I was going to do it, I guess in sense of being able to say goodbye. And so because of that experience, I decided I needed to tell her before she left. That was difficult because I knew she was going to be very upset. Henry didn't show any signs of major trauma. He just looked like normal Henry. And so I thought, you know, if she wanted to see him, if she wanted to say goodbye, I felt okay with her doing so. And so when I told her, of course, she fell apart. She was very upset. She decided she did not want to see him. She went to her friend's house, and a couple hours later she came home and she seemed like she was doing pretty good. But then, you know, she went to bed. She usually goes to bed about 9. We were laying down in bed that night, and, you know, about 10 or 10:30 we could hear her crying in her room again. And so we had to go check on her, and, you know, she was just still upset, rightfully so. So yeah, that's pretty much how it played out. As each day's gone, Madison's been better. I think we've been better. I think the weirdest thing right now is, you know, Henry was pretty much my first daily chore every night and every morning. And I still naturally want to walk to this pen, because I've been doing it for over a year now, to feed him and to check on him, and he's just not here. So it's kind of getting into that new daily routine. I still got to get the big branch out of here, but, you know, now that raises a great concern. You know, I put these pigs purposefully under the tree cover to provide them shade, because they can overheat very easily because they don't sweat. Well, I never would have thought putting them under the trees would have put them at risk for something like this. So now I need to evaluate the trees that I have within our pens. I need to remove any dead ones that I can obviously tell, and I need to trim up any limbs of concern so that we don't have this happen again. You know, this pen is huge. I mean, it's 50 by 50 at least. And for a 12-inch in diameter branch to fall in this huge pen and to land just right to cause this, I never, ever had that thought cross my mind of a risk. But I really don't know what else to tell you about this. It's been a time. So let's take a look at it. So here's the branch I was talking about. It's pretty long, and that's the section that broke. Now the point of impact, you can see this little bit of debris right here, and I noticed next to it there's kind of a low spot in the ground right here. I'm thinking that that's where it hit, because then I found Henry laying pretty much about right in that area right there, and he was laying this direction. The branch itself was actually laying kind of at an angle this way, and when we had to move him out, we slid it out the way, because the way that we got him moved was we took a tarp, put him on the tarp, and we drug the tarp, and then just as we moved Miss Olivia out, I removed this portion of the panels, and we took him out there, and I had the vehicle pulled up right to here. But you can see, hopefully the sun doesn't glare, but you can see this post is bent. When the branch had fallen, I guess it hit that fence post and pushed it out as well. So it came down with some force, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but it actually came from this tree right here, and if you follow up, there's a little bit of growth where it's hard to see, but there's a spot right there. There's a broken off piece, and that's where it came from, which I would estimate, that's probably every bit of 100 feet up in the air. It's right inside that V of that tree, which is an oak. So guys, number one, I do want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for your understanding and your thoughts and prayers when all that happened. I posted a post on to our social media outlets and to the community section on our YouTube page, letting you all know about the sudden loss of Henry and how there was going to be a delay in us putting our content out. I had a video to upload that afternoon. That was my plan when I got home, was I was just going to get that video uploaded so it could drop in the morning, and I really didn't feel like doing it after dealing with all this. And all y'all said, hey, come back when you're ready. We understand completely. And so I really thank you all, because that was a huge relief, knowing that I didn't feel like I was under the gun to get that stuff out. But I also appreciate all of you that just gave us your thoughts and prayers and concern and words of encouragement. We really do appreciate that. I don't know what we're going to do from here. I don't know if I'm going to hurry up and get another cooney, or if I'm just going to wait and see if Olivia doesn't have a successful pregnancy. We haven't really got to that point yet to figure out what we're going to do in terms of replacing Henry, if we'll even replace him. So that'll be a decision that we need to think about over time, and we'll figure it out from there. So I went back through reflecting on our wonderful time with Henry, and I put together a few little snippets from him. The one big thing about Henry was he always had that kind of that goofy smile, kind of chuckle noise he would make when you come up to see him each day. So I made sure to capture that in a memory. So I'll let y'all check that out with our great journey with Henry. And guys, we appreciate you. We appreciate your understanding. We'll get through it. Future looks bright. We just got to keep our head up. Thanks, guys. Y'all take care. And hopefully you enjoy this little clip of Henry's time here on our homestead. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all. I currently have them loaded up on this trailer, hidden behind this tarp. Madison, what do we have?
We have new baby pigs and one big pig.
So let's check these guys out here. So,
oh, they're so
as
cute.
you can see, we got 3 of them. We got a big guy right here. He's going to be a boar. He's about 9 months old, and then behind there's 2 little faces.
Aww.
And we'll show you those guys here in a minute. So, are you a little excited?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
All right, so we got 2 of them here. This one right here looks like she got bad eyeliner.
Yeah,
She's a girl. And the black and white fella, that's a boy right there. But we're gonna get him fixed. We're gonna get him neutered here probably in the next month or 2.
Yeah.
But they're gonna hang out here in this new area together.
I already tell them the names.
And have you come up with names?
Yes, the boy is Henry and the girl is Olivia.
All right, well, we're about to cut them loose. Fingers crossed. I'm not sure how this is gonna work out. We've got one that has ventured on. Not sure who's more nervous, him or Chloe. Oh, he's like, I'm just gonna eat some grass. Olivia! Henry!
Olivia and
Guys, Henry does this thing that's really cool. For some reason, whenever something gets close to him, he opens up and does this weird noise. See if we can get him to do it. There it is. Do it again. Give it to me again, Henry.
Hi, buddy. Hi, little buddy. Oh, hi, buddy. Too heavy.
You gotta get bigger muscles. Hurry up, double down, go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Oh God, we gave them way too much food. They shouldn't have that much food.
It's fine. Well, you said you dump it out on all one.
I know, it'll be all right. All right, y'all eat good tonight. Hopefully you'll sleep good.
You wagging your tail, brother? Oh, did I scare you? Oh, that tail's just going a million miles a minute. You feel so much better now, don't you? Huh? Hey, I don't want to disturb your nap. I just want to let everybody see you and know that you're doing good. Don't go back to sleep. You get your rest. What's up, piglets? Henry, everybody was worried about you, brother. Olivia. I know. Henry, you extra lazy today, brother. What are you doing, man? Oh, you just soaking up the sun, huh? Oh, get your belly rubs. Oh, how's that feel? You can give a little peck. You can give him a little peck. And you just over here patiently and quiet. Oh, look at that pretty smile. There you go, brother. There you go. Eat up, brother.